the head coach of the Austintown Fitch Falcons softball team. Coach, it's been a minute. We had
It
a
has.
off season, but here you are again. Thanks so much for coming on.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. Anytime I could promote our program and especially our athletes, I'm always for that. So I appreciate the job you do. And happy birthday to Ty Bartell, by the way.
Dude, happy birthday, Ty. I'm sure he wishes he was here with us to talk about Austintown Fitch. He loves you guys so much, and he can't wait for this season. We can't wait for this season. Before we talk about this year and all the things that you're going to have coming back for you this year, I want to
Okay.
have kind of an exit interview from last season because we didn't really get to talk to you after the season ended.
Okay.
Obviously, you've had a lot of time to reflect on the way last season went and a lot of time to look at the players you have returning and some of the things they can build on from last year. When you think about last year and the things you guys were able to do, what kind of things come to mind when you think about the reflection of last year's softball team?
Togetherness. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that they played together. They didn't play for just, stats or trying to get notoriety, that they didn't care who was succeeding as long as they were celebrating one another. And so that just made it such a special season to bring together such high level athletes. And again, we'll have that, same challenge again as we have extremely high level athletes coming in. And now it's just the process of working them all together and build that team concept, that we before me idea. So, in a reflection of last year, what a breakout year for a lot of our players. You look at obviously Sydney Watts's breakout year as a freshman, and then, Ayla Ray and a few other of our returners. We have Maddie Budison, the outfield returning. And we have the dynamic duo with Ayla Ray, Caitlin Mitchell playing middle infield. I mean, as a coach, you can't love those kids more than, I'm blessed is to say that, to have them returning.
So let's go over this roster. Obviously, you have a lot returning, like you just brought up, but you still have some spots that need to be filled. You still had a couple of seniors last year that were really important to this team that have graduated and have moved on. So break down your roster. Talk about some of the kids that are returning that Fitch fans can really look out for, and then also bring up some kids that maybe are new faces to this team that Falcon fans can be excited about seeing some new faces on the softball field this year.
Well, for sure. I didn't mention her in the first round, but McKenna Hogan, has now caught two Division I pitchers, and both just sing her praises. Just her strength, her character back there, her ability to frame pitches, especially with the strength of both of our pitchers. That it's not an easy job. So her commanding behind the plate, I mean, she does such a wonderful job. We couldn't ask for anything more. And we have some really great young catchers as well that will try to get some time to grow and develop. But, like I said, Sydney returning in the circle, what more could be said about her? She is just such a wonderful, high character person. Her work ethic is just beyond belief of how hard she works at her skill and how much time and effort she puts into it. And then, like I said, you have Ayla Ray, who, I mean, not bad having a leadoff hitter batting 600. And, she's, a top 3 shortstop in the state of Ohio going to YSU. So they're really lucky to have her. And I know she's very blessed to be going to there after her senior year. Caitlin Mitchell going to Notre Dame along with McKenna at second base. She is now going to be a 3-year starter in that spot along with Ayla, along with McKenna. I mean, those two right there, anything that comes near the middle, in our part there, it's going to be fielded. Going on to the outfield, like I said, we have one returner, that's Maddie Budis. And if you've ever been to our field, we call that the home field advantage in right field, because if you could field a ball out there, you're something special. And so, those are all of our returners coming back, and, having 5 out of 9 spots being able to return, we feel very confident that those players will have the leadership and the wisdom behind them to understand what we want to build as a team and to help these younger players along. And, when I say younger players, we do have some seniors that are trying to get on the field there. Most notably Ashley McLean. She's also a Notre Dame, or I'm sorry, she's an Ursuline commit. And it's very hard for me to say Ursuline. That's why I messed that up. But Ursuline College commit. And she'll be going to the next level to play there. And she's really working hard out there in left field with her speed and her ability, her arm. Don't forget, she was the one that ran out that grounder against Green to send us into the regionals. So having her back and the experience that she was able to do as a base runner and pinch hitter will really, really help us along. Unfortunately, Laura Landerman, one of our other seniors, is coming back off of an ACL tear. So she's working back and she's being as diligent as she can to really work hard and try and get herself back out onto that field. And, it's heartbreaking anytime anybody has an injury, let alone a senior. Moving down the list there, Samantha Severn, she was our DP last year. And, she's just gotten so much stronger in the off season. Like, when we're doing hitting drills right now, she's putting them to the fence. And, I can't say enough good things about her and what she brings to the team. Another person coming back is Rachel Spalding. Now, we have a unique ability of being able to have two sport athletes in the same season. And Rachel is a regional qualifier for track. And also, she's part of our team and really helps us out. And, her ability to cover ground in the outfield doesn't go unnoticed in practice. One of the newcomers and one of the young players that Tina Montgomery, has really been impressing the coaching staff. Her strength, her speed, her bat speed is amazing. She's really a tough competitor. She's really fighting hard for that third base position. And, Madison Haney, big bat there. She could swing the bat. Also relieving Sydney Watts when she needs a couple innings off is we have Julia Wildman. She's a sophomore. She pitched JV last year. And, she's working very hard to get her time in the circle. She is also very, very dynamic in the drama club. She's going to be in the play coming up here at the end of March, and we're excited to see her and support her in all of her endeavors. And I feel like I'm talking a lot because we have so many wonderful people. I could talk all day on that. And, finally we have one other junior that's really in contention, Samantha Hines. Hines 57 there. Her speed this year is unbelievable. So we're really looking forward to her helping out the team. And, then we get to our freshman class. And I tell you what, as a coach in the building, our freshman class is phenomenal in all sports. That they're high performers in volleyball, they're high performers in basketball, that they're fantastic. And, Kylie Folkline is a name that's been said on here quite a few times in many different sports. And same thing for us. She's really fighting very hard. She's put her best foot forward and is working on being the best teammate she could be. And, we're excited to see what can happen with her. Another person that, is fighting for a spot is Abby Toth. And you talk about just pure strength. As a freshman, she squatted 260. And so our strength program is going strong with her hitting those numbers, and just such a powerful person, such a nice goofy. Her and Sydney together, their goofiness just really just cracks up the coaching staff and team. Lily Stevens, Morgan Roby, these are all kids that are in contention to really fight for, some playing time. We're really excited. It's in this preseason, it's really made it difficult on the coaching staff to start making some decisions. And when we play Strasburg or scrimmage them on Thursday, that's where it's going to kind of all separate. And we're really excited to host the Division IV state title winners. They're returning a lot, especially their pitcher, Spindell. And we're excited to see them. So that's the big round the horn with us. And, if I forgot anybody, I'm sorry to them. I'm talking to Anthony Hartwig, so obviously a little nervous talking to royalty here in the softball world.
Oh, you're too kind, Royal. Good pun too, since I'm wearing Royals today.
There it is.
When you look at it, this is a question that is going to scare a lot of your opponents. Sydney Watts, a freshman coming back for her sophomore year. What ways has she improved? What ways has she grown? A lot of people are scared of just what can she improve on after last year? But obviously, great players find ways to get better every year. What do you think Sydney Watts has gotten a little bit better at and grown in?
Well, one, as a person, as a young freshman, she, really handled all the people around her, all the, stats that she was getting, all the compliments and everything. She really handled it very humbly. You noticed anytime that she, was fortunate enough to give an interview, she was always deferring to her teammates, and that hasn't changed. She's really grown in her character. On the field, she is stronger than ever. And I know that might be scary to some people, but she's improved every single one of her pitches. She's added a couple to the arsenal that don't want to give away, that she really didn't, utilize last year, because she is such a powerful pitcher. And then her bat has just even gotten stronger. So as she matures, both, as a person and as a player, she's just getting stronger in all avenues. So we're really excited for her to have another fantastic season. And I know she really loves having everybody around her on the defensive end. She truly trusts them and knows she doesn't have to do everything. She could just be her and not worry about anything else.
You'll have to give me the inside scoop on those new pitches off the air
Only for
because
you,
I'm
Anthony.
excited.
Only for
Off
you.
the air, I gotta know. I gotta know. When you think of the depth in the circle and being able to give her some innings off it from time to time, how excited are you that you're going to be able to do that this year and take some weight off of her shoulders in the circle and not have her have to go out and pitch maybe as many innings as she did last year?
We felt we managed her pretty well last year. I think she was at about 144 innings last year. So, we're hopefully around the same there. We want to keep her strong and fresh for the playoffs. But it is nice, we have Julia Wildman, like I said. We also have Juliana Farmer and Miley Somerville. Those are three names that you're going to hear throughout the season that are either going to come in relief or, start a few games for us to give Sydney that rest. Because again, you know, if we're fortunate enough to keep advancing in the playoffs, we definitely want to play our best in late May and in the very early of June if we're blessed enough to keep on going. So, keeping Sydney fresh and strong, that is absolutely a priority. And, as we all know, going into her junior year this summer and things like that, her travel season is very important to keep her strong and fresh.
So obviously there are high hopes for this program as far as tournaments go and everything, but the first thing in front of you is the league. This AAC is a tough one. You got a lot of
Whew.
talent widespread, whether you're talking about Canfield, Boardman, Howland, they're all talented, and I've heard that Warren Harding is even making a little bit of growth as a program as well inside the league. When you look at this conference, obviously you won it last year. What do you see from it, and how hard is it going to be to navigate this AAC?
Well, I tell you what, the AAC is strong. We're going to start out against Howland, and hopefully it'll be game 2 of the season. And you'll see, we'll get to see Brooke Tarter, and what a phenomenal athlete player she is. Again, that's another player that you just see on Twitter doing all the right things, working hard, becoming stronger. So we have a real challenge on our hands when we see Howland come in that first week. They are well coached, they're disciplined. I have nothing but great things to say about Howland and their program and where they're going. And then the following week, we get to see Coach Moots. And again, you talk about an experienced coach, you talk about a player coach that absolutely just loves his team, loves the program, builds them up every chance that he gets. Returning Tori Strines on in the circle there, they're going to be tough and very, very hard to contend with. And then having Coach Kernan out at Canfield, he has a very strong pedigree in terms of his credentials. And we know what they're returning with Toth in the circle and a few other returners. They're going to be strong up and down. So you're looking at, Canfield in Division II making some noise in the tournament. Boardman last year, they reached the district final. And so everybody is going to be tough, top to bottom. And I tell you what, Warren Harding, they got some hitters out there. They are not afraid to stand up at that plate and just go after it. And I tell you what, I never take anybody lightly, and I certainly don't take Warren Harding and what they're able to do out there lightly.
The old adage in baseball, softball is if you have a bat in your hand, you're dangerous. So
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
always got to be respected. Coach, when we look at some of the teams you're going to bring in out of conference that you're excited to test yourself with, who excites you on your schedule? Who are you excited to kind of test yourself against outside the AAC?
Right in our first week there, we have Aurora coming down, and forgive me, I forget their pitcher's name at the moment, but she's a Kent State signee, and what a wonderful person in the circle. They are returning a lot of players from their very, very successful team last year. They are also well coached. I've known their coach for many, many years. She does just a phenomenal job out there. And then the day after, we'll get to see Mentor. And Mentor, Coach Bondar, they're up there. She has always done a fantastic job of having her team ready. They're strong, they're agile, they're ready to go. So right out the gate in our first week there, we're really excited for some strong competition. And then in the following week, we get to follow up 2 tough games against Boardman, against Maslin Perry. The Panthers are coming in, and we're going to try and give them, a very hard time and let the Federal League know that, Austintown is here, and we're going to try our best against them and any chance we get, because we also have Hoban on the schedule. And then, before Hoban, we'll get to go down to Myrtle Beach, and we'll see a couple of you guys down there, and we're going to play some really tough competition down there. We haven't got the schedule released, but we always play state-ranked teams from other areas down there, other states. So we're really excited for that opportunity to grow as a team.
Last season, we had one of the worst weather springs that we've had in quite some time. The rain, the cold, it was just everything that you could imagine weather-wise that could have happened to us in the spring last year happened. You guys were able to play more games than most on your turf field. I'm asking this because they have turfed Firestone Stadium. So, and I'm sure you've heard it, and I'm sure every coach in the high school, softball world has heard it. What kind of advantage do you think that kind of gives you guys if you are blessed enough to make it down to Firestone, that you play on a turf field all season?
There's a certain way to move on the turf, and there's a certain way the balls bounce. And we're very fortunate that Austintown loves its softball program, that top to bottom, from the school board, superintendent, the administrative staff here at the high school, from our athletic director all the way down, strength conditioning coaches. Everybody loves Fitch softball, and everybody invests in Fitch softball. So we're so fortunate to have the facilities that we do. We do feel it is an advantage. We feel it's an advantage every time that we get an opportunity to go outside. That, I believe we've been outside on our field more than most people have been on their field. So, I know there's opportunities to practice on football fields and stuff like that, but it's just not the same being on your own field, feeling the way you're going to move in a game for a home, game. It is such an advantage. We're so blessed. We're so lucky. We hope we are able to take advantage of those blessings that we do have here. And, every softball coach becomes weathermen and weatherwomen this year, as we're looking, 2 weeks ahead, 1 week ahead, trying to figure out, well, if it's raining this day or snowing this day, where are we going to fit this in? So, good luck to all the coaches in the Northeast here. Let's hope that we get some good weather to string together some games.
Every year we let you also highlight your coaching staff. I mean, we know that you can't do it yourself, even though you get the interviews and you get the limelight. We know you have a great staff behind you, so I want you to take some time to give them a shout out and who you have helping you out this season.
Well, let me first start with our booster club with Steve Hogan, with Craig Butis, with Shane Haney, and we have a few other ones there that just, they're phenomenal. They do so much for the program. They do everything that they can in terms of getting fundraisers together, making sure all the players have what they need. They get everything that everything that a player could want. I think we're one of the best geared up players. We're one of the best dressed players. And so we're very fortunate to have them. Big shout out to them. In terms of our coaching staff, absolutely. I'm just a small piece. I'm very fortunate just to be a member here. It is a total team effort with the coaching staff. Longtime friend, and he's going to be embarrassed about this, but he was my 90-pound youth football coach for the Colts, Robert Jones, old Bobby there. And, he's opposite of me on first base. And then we have Nicole Fiddler, who, the A family, long time, well-known, established in the travel communities and in Boardman. And, we transplanted her over to Austintown, and she just does a phenomenal job with the youth and within our program. Coach Becky Spalding, I tell you what, Coach Becky is like my mirror spirit animal, that she has this magic way of keeping me calm that no one else can do, because, when I'm about ready to, freak out about something, maybe the call didn't go the right way, maybe we didn't execute a play, maybe something didn't happen, or even in practice, she just kind of gives me the look and, calms it down. And 100%, she works with Sydney and all of our pitchers, and it is just a clinic every time I get to sit back and watch what they do on a daily in pitching practice. I honestly believe if Coach Becky ever wanted to, that, she'd be a prime candidate for coaching in college. That's how good she is with pitching and developing our pitchers as well. So we're very fortunate to have them. And I can't forget our JV coaches, because we practice all together. So Coach Jerry Bruff, he handles the JV side of things. He's the head coach. He makes sure he's at every varsity practice, everything that he could do. He's making it happen. And then Rich Raymer, it's always nice to see parents of players that we used to have, that they would just, come back, volunteer. And so year after year, Rich comes back because he loves the program. He loves the girls. And this coaching staff, I tell you what, we've been at it so many years together. It's like we're brothers and sisters here, and we just know each other, we respect each other, and we build off of one another. So very fortunate to have them.
All right, Coach. We before we let you go, I want you to give the Falcons fans their shout out when your first game is and when they can first come see you guys play.
All right, so Saturday, March 25th, boys baseball, girls softball. We got games going on at the same time. We're playing different teams. I'm not sure who the boys side is playing, but we'll open up against Lakeside at 4:30 on Saturday, March 25th, and then take Sunday off. And then on the 27th, 28th, that's when we'll get an opportunity to play Howland. And that's going to be a tough one right that early, opening up the gates with Howland and Brooke and them. It's going to be an interesting matchup. So any chance you get out to see us, we're usually a loud team. We're usually quite a fun team to watch. So hopefully you come out, catch a couple games. And our girls, I'm pretty sure they're going to be up to the task.
If I can ever sneak one away from Ty, I'll be sure to get down there and
I'd
cover you guys.
appreciate that. We love Ty. He does such an amazing job for all of Austintown sports. But like I said, the king of softball here. If we could ever get you down, we'd love to see you.
Keep telling him he's gonna share. Coach, good luck this year. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your time as always. We'll have you on again throughout the season, and we can't wait to see what the Falcons have in store.
Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything YSN does for the softball community and all sports and all athletes. The promotion you guys do is phenomenal. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you soon, Coach.
Bye.